2018 is going to be a huge year for gaming, as seen from all of the titles slated to come out this year. From sequels to amazing new franchises ready to blow us away with everything that they have to offer, these games are shaping up to be amazing. With all that being said, here are Twinfinite's top 10 upcoming games of 2018. Coming in at number 10 is Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a pretty safe bet that Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually the most highly anticipated game of 2018, and it certainly should be. The road to Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a long and trying one, as fans have been anxiously waiting for more than a decade to check back in with Sora and the gang. Kingdom Hearts is one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time, and it takes place in a universe filled with the most beloved Disney characters and worlds. The Kingdom Hearts franchise features one of the best narratives of all time, and the adventure is finally slated to continue this year. Coming in at number 9 on our list is Red Dead Redemption 2. This title was originally slated to be released in 2017, but Rockstar delayed the release after explaining that they wanted a little more time to tune up the game. There actually is not much information about this title just yet. However, the knowledge of how amazing the first game was, coupled with a terribly long 8-year wait for this next title, just makes us all the more excited. Number 8 on our list is Far Cry 5. It's been only 2 years since the last Far Cry game, but the anticipation for the next addition to this series is still at an unwavering high. Where Far Cry Primal took us back to a much earlier time, Far Cry 5 has a much more modern setting that brings the action-adventure game to America for the first time. Ubisoft made the bold decision to deal with a much more serious subject matter this time around by diving into cults and racism. This entry in the franchise will offer players the opportunity to explore a sprawling landscape with evil brewing in its shadows. A doomsday cult known as the Project of Eden's Gate is ready to launch a violent takeover of Hope County, and players will find themselves joining forces with other residents in the county in order to form the resistance. Number 7 on our list is God of War. This year is particularly bright for many gamers as Kratos is back in action, and this time he has a new title, Father. Early preview trailers for the new God of War focused on Kratos training his son and preparing him for an unpredictable and intimidating world. But this game comes with just as much mystery as it does excitement that everyone's favorite god killer is returning. While this new game is said to be a true sequel to God of War 3, it is hard to ignore the game's departure from Greek mythology as it dives into Norse mythology instead. Either way, there are plenty of reasons to be eager for the new God of War to hit shelves this year. Anthem is a Destiny-esque game that features a jaw-droppingly beautiful world that is just waiting to be explored. But in the midst of all the beauty, various dangers reside and wait for the careless players who make the wrong move. Anthem will likely provide tons of opportunities to emphasize the importance of teamwork and executing a well-coordinated strategy. Even with Destiny as popular as it is at this point, Anthem is looking to take much of its player base and making its own name for itself in 2018. Up next on our list is Marvel's Spider-Man. Sony Interactive, Insomniac Games, and Marvel have all joined forces for this upcoming Spider-Man game that will give the players the ability to freely roam around New York City as their favorite web shooting superhero. When you aren't exploring, you can fight crime around the city and engage in what appears to be a pretty great combat system. Previews of the game showcase combat that looks very similar to Batman Arkham Knight, but in a more vividly colored environment that offers much more variety in terms of how you can interact with your environment. The upcoming Spider-Man title easily had one of the most impressive gameplay trailers of E3 2017, so it's no surprise that gamers are eagerly waiting to see if the final product will live up to the immense hype. Number 4 on our list is Dragon Ball FighterZ. If there was an award for the most highly anticipated game of 2018, it would have to go to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Early responses to the game's beta have been very positive so far. While the combat can be pretty fast-paced and intense at times, the mechanics really seem to capture the type of battles that unfold in the anime. From teleporting across the screen, sending out devastating projectiles, and even sending your opponent crashing through mountains in the background, this title is poised to finally give the franchise the traditional fighter it always deserved. Coming in at number 3 is Soul Calibur 6. The 2017 Game Awards served as the backdrop for a very special and exciting announcement. It was then that this title was finally confirmed, causing a major stir within the fighting game community. With Dragon Ball FighterZ also releasing this year, Bandai Namco is poised to have a strong start to this year, with two of the most hyped fighting games under its belt. There isn't a lot of information available for this title just yet, but early trailers have already revealed familiar faces for the franchise. Soul Calibur 7 will also be rendered in Unreal Engine 4, which means fans should expect the new entry to boast the most detailed graphics and fluid gameplay that the franchise has seen yet. Coming in at number 2 on this list is Crackdown 3. Microsoft's open-world action-adventure game boasting destructible environments has seen several delays already, and fingers are crossed that this title will finally hit the shelves in 2018. Crackdown 2 felt like a bit of a disappointment as a sequel to the first game, which has left a void in terms of a proper sequel for Crackdown. Crackdown 3 is a game that will have some serious pressure on its shoulders upon release, but hopes are high that it will exceed all expectations. Crackdown 3 is one of the most highly anticipated Xbox One exclusives slated to release in 2018, which means a successful launch would mark a much needed victory for the franchise's return and for Microsoft overall. Coming in at number 1 on this list is Monster Hunter World. This title will allow players to dive into a living, breathing ecosystem that serves as a fantastic reminder that this universe existed long before the player arrived. There is something refreshing about a world that feels immersive but doesn't feel like it was constructed solely based on the player's existence in it. Monsters in this world may attack each other rather than focus on you and your party, and the environments around you may actually hold the key to how you should best take down a challenging monster. So far, Monster Hunter World simply looks like it's bringing back everything you've always loved about the series, but adding on a far more immersive environment, more beautiful landscapes than ever before, and meaningful quality of life changes like the added tweaks that make the switch between multiplayer and solo play less of a headache. This is definitely one to look out for in 2018. And that's it for this video. These are our picks, so if you have any personal choices that you think we may have overlooked, feel free to comment below and let us know what they are. If you have not yet subscribed, you should, as we have much more great content coming up on this channel. Once again, this is Ian from Twinfinite, and as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.